Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers. I'm here for a weekly update for the week of June 18th through the 24th, 2018.
Okay, 10 things sold, so let's get through this. Guess jeans shirt, I thought it was a cool, hip hop logo shirt, but it's not. And it sold for $19.99. I collected $24.79. I paid $1 for this at the Goodwill during Dollar Day, which is for our local Goodwill on Mondays. $7.48 for eBay, PayPal, and shipping costs for a total profit of $16.31, and it took 10 months to sell. A vintage low pro camera bag. I guessed wrong on this one. $9.99 is what it sold for. I collected $12.91. It cost me $1.50. I thought they were worth more, but I think it's the full-size camera bags, not the little pocket cameras. $4.77 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $6.64, but it only took a month to sell. So that's a vintage brand. The backpacks are good. Apple Mac Mini. I could not, for the life of me, get this to work because I have a scratched version of Snow Leopard, which is an old operating system. So I disclosed that. So other than that, there weren't any issues. When we got this, it actually had Lion on it, and it ran pretty well, but of course you have to wipe all computers before you sell them. And this wasn't mine. I picked it up at a rummage sale. So anyway, I disclosed that it doesn't come with an operating system. No OS is what that means. But it sold anyway. $49.99. I collected $62.84. It cost me $3 at a rummage sale. It's a very old Mac Mini. $17.08 in shipping and fees for a total profit, $42.76, and it took 3 weeks to sell. This is a little enamel plate, enamel on copper, totally mid-century. $23.24 is what it sold for. I collected $26.03. Cost me 50 cents at a thrift store. $6.23 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $19.30, and it took 4 months to sell. Here's some more blank media. I guessed wrong on this one as well. I thought they would be worth more, but they weren't. I can't remember. I think it's a premium 120, not the 90-minute ones. This is a data storage. They're smaller than a regular cassette tape. $20.92 is what it sold for. I paid for shipping. I paid $1.25, so I paid 25 cents a piece for these. $5.54 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $14.13, and it took a month to sell. Croft & Barrow, which is usually a brand I don't even list. I get quite a bit of it from the consignment store. I pick up their bags to take to Goodwill and get to rifle through it first. I give her $10. Anyway, I don't usually list these, but it being a skort and it being this time of year, I decided to go for it. And it sold. $9.29. $12.47 is what I collected. I spent $1 for this. $5.46 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $6.01, but it only took 3 days to sell. Here's my big winner of the week. This is a Nintendo GameCube. I talked to a guy at a garage sale. This was his son's, and I kind of wheedled him down. And first I offered him $5, and then I'll tell you what I ended up paying for it. But it came with Super Smash, which I forgot to look inside the GameCube. I asked him if he had any more games, but he said his son had taken them all. So this was in the GameCube, and it had a memory card, and it sold for $92.99. I collected $112.19. I ended up getting it for $10. So with that Smash Brothers game, it definitely drove the attraction and price level up. $21.81 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $80.38, and it only took 2 weeks to sell. It did come with all the proper cords. That's the other thing you need to watch out for. So power cord and the cord to hook it up to the television, and one controller. It's better if you can get 2 controllers, but this, I mean, I rarely see them this nice. This must have been an older kid when he had it, because there's nary a scratch or a dent on it. And the other thing you need to watch out for GameCubes is in the top up here is an open button. Sometimes those stick, and there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to get that thing working. But this right here, so check those things. Check inside the GameCube when you open it, see if there's a game in there. Make sure it has a memory card and all the right cords, and then you're good to go. Kmart, Big K. I've had this forever. $13.94 is what it sold for. $16.60 is what I collected. Spent 50 cents for this at a garage sale. Thought it was going to be worth more. $4.96 for shipping and fees, and a total profit of $11.14. But it took 2 years and 9 months to sell. This is the thing I paid up for this week. I bought this 2 weekends ago, I think now. An Osprey backpack. This is a great brand if you can find it in good condition. This is also a really nice pack. Not all of them are worth a ton. This was a pretty big one. 33 liters, I think, is why it's a 33. So that's a pretty decent, like you could do an overnighter with this one. And generally around here, they tend to be ski bags because people do a lot of backcountry skiing. So you always look and make sure that there's no tears in the side pockets because that's where they put their skis, which have metal edges. So you look for that damage. This had a little bit of dirt on it, but anyway, it sold $69.74. I collected $78.21. I did pay $20 for this, but I knew that I was going to be able to make good money on it. $17.95 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $40.26, and it took a week to sell. So I turned my $20 into $40 within the week. And the last thing I sold was a pair of Chico's women's shorts. These are pretty generic. I also don't usually list Chico's, but it is the season. And this is a fairly small size, the 0.5, which is a size 6 or a small. But they sold $11.62. I collected $14.80, and I spent $1. This came out of the consignment store bag. $5.58 in shipping and fees for a total profit of $8.22, and it took a week to sell. Looking at the numbers, $321.71 is what everything sold for. $381.76 is what I collected. $39.75 in cost of goods, the big thing being the GameCube and the backpack. $96.86 for shipping and fees for a total profit of the week. $245.15. So that's an average of $24.50 per item, so that's pretty good. Amazon merch, sold 5 shirts. Not a ton. $19.26. I've not been putting a lot of effort in there. I probably haven't uploaded a shirt in over a week. So $19.26 for a total profit of the week, $264.41.
So pretty good average sales this week. Can't complain. I had a couple good things that I picked up recently at garage sales. So keep getting out there, getting those garage sales finds, because that's going to be where you make your money. Don't be afraid to spend up. Look, I spent $20, which goes against every fiber of my being, but I was able to turn it around to $40 in my pocket after expenses. So it's something to consider. If you know you can make good profit and it's going to sell pretty quick, then go for it. Things, not really tips, just thoughts maybe more so. The Supreme Court decision to allow states to try to file for taxes, sales tax. I live in Montana, so we don't have a sales tax. Oregon doesn't have a sales tax. I think there's Maine, maybe. One of the couple other states don't have sales taxes, so we've never had to deal with sales tax. I've never had to charge anybody any sales tax, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. My hope is that it's going to overlook people who make less than $100,000 a year, because that just, we don't make that much money to be able to afford software or any of that stuff to keep track of all the little things. And I know my sister lives in San Jose, California, and every city, every jurisdiction has a different sales tax rate. So in some places it's 8.25, sometimes it's 9.25. San Francisco has something completely different. So how are they going to keep track of all that? And hopefully eBay will just take care of it all for us, and we won't even have to think about it. And maybe just file some paperwork at the end of the year or something saying we paid all this, but it's all through eBay. That's my hope. I don't know, but write to your congressmen and senators and let them know that this is an issue that you're watching and that you're concerned about, and that you are a small business owner. We all get the message out there that we're here and we are need to be heard, then maybe things won't be so bad for us. So there's that. I'm not super scared. Another scary thing that people have asked me about is I am doing free returns on smaller things, on the really heavy items that cost me $30 and more in shipping. I'm not doing free returns. I don't want to jinx myself, so knock on wood, I haven't gotten any returns since I turned all that on. I have had 30-day returns, and some of my stuff I've had free returns on for some of the lighter things. I also have it automatically that if they want to return an item and it's worth less than $10, then they just keep the item because it's not worth me shipping it there and then shipping it back. So they just usually are really kind and they donate it, and that's kind of how I feel. I maybe lost $1 plus some shit. Well, most of my stuff's not free shipping anymore, so really I only lost $1 and maybe some fees through eBay. So I'm not really too worried about any of that. And the last thing is, I spent a little time on YouTube last night, and there's some mean things being said about other YouTubers, and I would encourage you guys not to get caught up in the drama on YouTube. Um, my feeling about YouTube personally is that I don't want to charge anything. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to consult. I don't want to do anything like that. My reasons for doing YouTube in the first place, I mean, it's sort of selfish, but it has forced me to keep track of my expenses. So now I know on Sunday night before I do Monday's YouTube, I will close out my books, and come tax time, it was so much easier this year because I started doing it last year in April. So I had from April through December, and now I'm going to have a whole year of doing this, and it is so much easier. So there's that selfish reason. Also because I wanted to give back because there's so many people that I've learned from on YouTube, and learning about different things to sell and what people are having success with. I think it's important to keep track of the market and see what people are successfully selling. And I think that there's enough out there that I'm not worried about people getting into my niche or any of that stuff. I sell pretty obscure one-of-a-kind items, and so the odds of you finding something completely one-of-a-kind, kind of in the same like mid-century modern type of niche is likely, but you're not going to have exactly the same thing as me. So honestly, I think there's plenty for everybody, and there are plenty of buyers for all that stuff. So I don't blame anyone for wanting to have somebody consult their store. Just know that you could probably call eBay and set up an appointment, and they can go through your store with you. I know with the concierge service, that's something that if they aren't too busy, that they could probably help you with if you really wanted it. Also, eBay Open, you can make an appointment and you can sit down with a customer service rep who has a lot of authority and a lot of experience. And if they don't, which they all do, the ones that get to go to eBay Open, there's a supervisor close by. And I highly recommend, if you're going to eBay Open this year, to spend some time. They'll give you like 15 minutes to 20 minutes to go through your store, and if you have any questions about your listings, they'll look at your listings. If you have questions about why things aren't selling, they can give you ideas. So that's kind of the approach I would take. If you're new, just keep watching YouTube. Please, be careful. Don't spend a lot of money on people giving you advice, because really selling on eBay is the school of hard knocks, and it's my feeling that you really just have to try and fail and try and fail and try and succeed. And that's really where you're going to get your best success, because we learn from our mistakes, right? So if you are really struggling and you really want some advice, just pick your person wisely that you're going to use to do a consult. But, I wouldn't give them more than $20, but I'm cheap. So there is no fast track to being successful on eBay. It's hard work, it's experience, it's trial and error, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And I am never going to try to sell something to you guys. So with that, enough about the drama of YouTube. And I hope you guys are having some good sales, that you've learned to pick up a few extra things from stuff I've showed you of what I've successfully sold. And if you like this channel and you like this content, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.